Good morning and welcome to Coffee with Kristin and Tina. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Coffee with Kristin and Tina. We're your hosts. I'm Tina Prigge with Vagabond Creative Studio. This is Kristin Odell with KLO LLC. So good to see everybody. Good morning, Kristin.
Good to see you. Happy Easter.
Happy Easter. And this is my first cup of coffee in 10 days.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Does it taste good?
It does taste good. I've missed it so much. I almost thought after 10 days of being down, maybe I wouldn't go back to it, but that lasted about 3 seconds.
You know,
Good
it's
morning,
just there's
Stephen.
something comforting and cozy about it.
Good morning, Mary.
Hot beverages are supposed to be good for recovering getting gunk out of your nose and your chest cavity. So
I did drink a lot of tea over the last 10 days, but
yeah.
it is nice to have my old friend coffee back.
Yay. That is wonderful.
So Easter, Kristin.
Easter.
Did you have a good Easter?
We had a great, we had just a great bunch of days. So I have to think about this. Doug had Good Friday as a holiday, and then
For his birthday.
And then he gets a vacation day for his birthday. He gets a PTO day for his birthday, which was on Saturday. So he took that yesterday. So we had this great long weekend together as a family. The kids were off. My dad's sister came and visited and stayed with us for all of those days. She's actually just getting on the road right now. And we just had such a good weekend. We did an outreach event through church at the Strand on Thursday night and Friday morning, which we had a bunch of amazing people come and play and hang out. And then it was Doug's birthday, and then it was Easter. And then yesterday we got to hang out and visit, and I don't know, we had time for lots of cooking and different things in between, and it was just a blast.
Ooh, is that when this happened?
So this is actually, we did this on Easter. That is potato dumplings.
Oh.
So we had mashed potatoes left over from a different meal, and I kind of purposely made extra. And so this is my grandmother's potato dumpling recipe. So on Easter Sunday, it was just us and my mom and dad and my uncle. We had grilled pork tenderloin, potato dumplings, and sauerkraut.
Wow.
Wonderful.
And all homemade, it sounds like.
It was wonderful. It was so good. So yeah, the girls and I and my mom all rolled the potato dumplings on Sunday afternoon.
So then how do you cook these? Are they dropped in water? How do
you
boil?
Make them? Yeah, they boil. So they're pretty big. They're probably this size, a little bit bigger than a ping pong ball, maybe even a tennis ball. We make them pretty big because we like them. But similar to gnocchi, but not gnocchi. So you roll them. There's egg and flour and salt in mashed potatoes, and you would drop them in, and they boil for 20 minutes. And then we just put them in a bowl with a cover on it and kept them warm. And then we have always served them with brown butter. So we browned up some butter, and it was fabulous.
Yeah, that sounds really good. I was thinking that those were the start of this. So then what is this?
No. So on Good Friday, my mom and her sisters and my cousin and a bunch of us got together and we made kolaches. So they made 5 batches of kolaches, which ended up being 150 total.
What?
Yeah. We did that on Friday. So those are ours. Those are the ones that I brought home. But yes, we had blueberry, raspberry, lemon, apricot, peach, apple, cheese, and then cheese with cherry. And then cheesy lemon, cheese cherry, raspberry cheese, Nutella with cheese, blueberry with cheese plain.
What about poppy seed?
We did have some poppy seed. I do not prefer the poppy seed, but we did have poppy seed, yes.
Yeah. Wow, that looks great.
They're so good. I am coming off, I need to stop eating sweets now for a while. So we're going to freeze some and save them for another time so it can be a treat. But yeah. It was fun.
When you sent me that picture, a small confession, I think I actually licked the screen. It looked so good.
I actually thought about you when we were putting the cheese filling in, because I think, weren't you the one that said you didn't know cheese was a traditional filling?
Right. I did not know.
Yeah.
So is it like a creamed cheese? Is it like a
Yeah, it's
cheese
like
and
cream cheese. No, it's cottage cheese. I'm trying to think if it's cream cheese. Cottage
cottage
cheese,
cheese?
eggs, vanilla, salt, and you blend it together, and then yeah, it gets baked in those little. So, and I made little, like my mom made kolaches that were like this big. She likes the big ones. I made like sliders so that I could eat
So you
two,
could have two different like flavors.
two different flavors. Yes. Yeah, the
Nice.
calories for the kolaches did not count on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But then yesterday, I'm like, no, I cannot. We had carrot cake. We had lemon poppy seed cake for my brother's birthday and Doug's birthday. Like at some point, I'm like, I cannot do this anymore. So yesterday, I was back on track.
Nice. So when I hear you describe how your Easter was, if I had to describe it in like the image of a bunny, I would say it would be this, right? Like
Oh, I
super cute,
know.
super adorable.
Yes, this is my. There's see, my mom's on the show. Thanks, mom. Cottage cheese, cream cheese, eggs, vanilla, sugar. There's the cheese filling recipe.
I would
Um,
not have guessed cottage cheese. That's interesting.
yeah. So this is my cousin's little girl. This is Eleanor. And I do have permission to share this, by the way. But isn't this like the sweetest picture ever? Like the bunny doesn't look
Yeah.
overly creepy and she looks so
No.
happy.
Yeah. Yeah, this is like the perfect one, right? And as far as summing up like Easter's, because I would say this is more what mine was like.
This is the bunny that you remember.
No, I'm just saying, like, this is like the visual summation of what my Easter was like because I was sick this year. So we actually didn't even celebrate yet. Luckily, this coming Sunday is Orthodox Easter, and my mom and my grandma, everyone was flexible enough to say, all right, we'll just shift everything one week out so that we can still celebrate.
You know, sometimes having a little bit of the celebration spread out is a fun thing. It makes it last longer. So that's okay.
Yeah. Yeah, because you had the kolaches and all that delicious stuff. This is what my Easter looked like.
Yes. Tina, I am so glad that you are feeling better and are good to go live today. I got texts from some girlfriends who watch a show and they're like, "Are you okay? What's going on? Why aren't you guys on last week?" And I was like, "I'm fine. Jason and Tina are down and out." And so we're happy. I'm happy, and I'm going to speak on behalf of everybody watching. They're happy to see you and
Aw,
well.
thanks. Thanks, you guys. It really is good to be back. Like last week, I couldn't imagine ever being back. After 2 years of fearing COVID, it actually got us. And so we were down. That's why this is my first coffee in 10 days. But I'm totally on the mend. Like last week, I was so tired. Literally, you would stand up, maybe go to the bathroom, do one thing, get a drink of water, and then the exhaustion was just real. It would like pull
Yeah.
you right back into bed.
Yeah. You're like, why aren't my muscles and my body working? What is going on?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, and
crazy.
aches and weird just symptoms. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm back. So
Well, we're
thanks.
thank
Thanks.
you. We're very thankful you guys are doing well and on the mend.
And just in time for spring, last week we did a little, or not last week, 2 weeks ago, we did a little call out for any signs of spring.
Yeah.
And thanks to Kayla, she sent a couple of images. Here's
Yeah.
this sort of quintessential like sign of spring in Wisconsin, right?
Yeah. So this is her husband Rob has been collecting I wanted to say pulp. That's not the right word. Pulp is not the right
Sap.
sap. Thank you. He's been collecting sap and boiling it. We've been the benefactor of some of this syrup and it is amazing. So good.
Nice.
Yeah.
So it takes a long time to boil it down, right?
Yeah, you have to like collect it and boil it. He's been doing it in batches and then bottle it. So this was the first time they're doing it. I think it's so awesome. They're taking the time. Like it's an old school thing to do. It's really cool, but it is
Yeah.
really, really delicious.
Oh, I imagine it tastes so much better than, what you buy in bulk, right?
Yeah. So it's thinner for those of you who buy like real maple syrup. It is a bit thinner, but the flavor is just so good.
I mean, to know that it's from trees right around your land,
Yeah.
that's pretty special.
Right.
So
Exactly.
then what is this? Is this a bird feeder? Oh, yes. Oh, look there's ducks at the
Must
bottom.
be. Yeah. Is this from Kayla also?
This is, yeah.
That's cute. So we've had a pair of ducks also walking around our yard. I actually wondered if they were like laying eggs under the bushes or something, but um
Aw.
it's so cute to see little ducks like, tootling through your yard looking around.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome too for the girls to have that experience.
Yeah. Yeah, we
Hey,
saw the ducks last week.
the babies?
No, just just it
Just
was a pair.
okay,
Just a pair, but
so soon.
hopefully babies. That would be wonderful.
And here too, it looks like you've got baby birds expected.
Yeah, so Doug is not thrilled about where the location of this nest. But I think I talked on the show. So these little birds have been coming in, like looking in the little half moon on top of our door. And we even joke, like, oh, they better not build a nest in here. Well, here's the little nest. And in that picture, there's 3 eggs in it, but there's actually 4 eggs in it now. So it started with 2, and then the next day there was 3, and then 4. Um, I don't know what it is. I'm gonna try to get a picture of the bird, but it is a very fat brown little bird and very cute. And she sits in the nest at night to keep the eggs warm, and you can see her little like her little body breathing it over the nest. And so I'll keep you guys posted, but we're excited to kind of watch and see what happens. So I made Doug promise he will not touch the nest until after the babies hatch.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is so special when you think about it that you've got this bird's eye view of
Yeah,
what's happening because you know that that mom bird thinks it's totally private, right? She
right,
thinks she's hidden and that, she's totally
right.
safe. And you've got like this kind of aquarium view of her.
Right. And it's on our front door. So on Saturday we celebrated Doug and my brother's birthday, and Doug is like, should we not use the front door? I'm like, she picked the spot. She has to live with the traffic, but yeah, it's there. It's super fun. The girls love it. So they bring the step stool and they can look up into it. So it'll be fun to see what happens over the
Yeah.
next couple weeks.
I mean, you couldn't ask for a better sort of uh, scientific experiment, if you
I
will. That's not
know.
quite the word I'm looking for, but yeah, that's
But
fantastic.
it's very rare to, you might have a nest outside where you can kind of go and peek, but like to sit back and be able to look at all times of the day and see it happen
Morning,
in
Jeff.
there is pretty cool. Good morning, Jeff.
Yeah, it's so true. Like, I spotted this fat robin hopping around the yard. She's so beautiful, but I would love to have that sort of view of what she was doing behind the scenes, but I don't even know where her nest is.
Yeah, I know. It'll be
So
fun.
that's really special.
Yes. So we're going to watching the nest very closely, and we'll try to get videos or pictures to share.
Yeah, please do, because that would be really cool.
Hmm. Yeah,
Oh,
Jeff. Sorry. Go. You go.
no, go ahead, go ahead. I was gonna say Jeff just mentioned the Falcon Cam.
There's a bunch of eggs in the falcon nest this year. So for those of you who don't know, Brees Maltine has a falcon cam. There are eggs up there this year. Super fun also to keep an eye on.
Yeah, Jeff, I haven't looked at the cam lately. Have the eggs hatched? Are they close to hatching? I have no idea.
I don't either. I saw Brees post about the fact that there was eggs in the nest, but I haven't, I don't know. I don't know when eggs hatch. When do eggs hatch, friends? Is it soon? Is it not? I don't know.
Yeah, it seems like it's got to be spring, right? But what part of spring is it?
Yeah. And when it was still snowing all day yesterday, then I have a hard time imagining eggs hatching.
Yeah. So these guys know not to collect those eggs, right?
They do. Yes. This was our Easter egg hunt, and we kind of did this with the guy's birthday party, but the kids had so much fun
So
tearing
how does that
around.
work? Is there like treats inside the eggs that the girls are finding, or
Grandma bought the big bags of candy from Costco, and they filled like 180 eggs, and then we had a cribbage tournament here on Saturday. So the big girls meaning my oldest and my niece, they hid them all, and then the little kids got to go out and find them all. But they had so much fun tearing around the yard looking for them.
nice? Did they dye eggs too?
We did not dye eggs. Raisa did send me a picture of the whipped cream eggs, which looked awesome. We may still dye eggs, but we had plenty of things going on between hosting my aunt here at our house and then just different events and getting to church and, all the things that was not on the list for this week.
So Stephen said that his parents did an Easter egg hunt and a squirrel picked up a plastic egg and was trying to open it.
I want to see, this is like, show me the video or it didn't happen.
By the way, Stephen also said the darker color chest of a robin is a male and the light chest color is the female, which I didn't know that. So then, Stephen, are you saying that this is a male or is this a female, or that was just an aside not related to this picture?
Yeah, that has to be a female with how fat and round the body is.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Like, how she looks is how I felt when I was pregnant.
Right. This represents every mom everywhere.
In the 9th month.
Like, look at, there's absolutely no neck. Her little head is just like sunk in.
There's just little legs sticking out from the bottom of the roundness.
So other signs of spring. You sent me this picture. Let's see.
I did. I snapped this yesterday morning, but those are daffodils peeking up. So they're not real tall yet. They're maybe like 6 inches above the ground, but it was so cool to see the green just kind of pop through that snow.
Yeah, absolutely. I was happy to find some tulips popping up too.
Ooh, look at that. It looks like somebody's been munching on your tulip.
I know.
Who do you think? Is it a deer?
Quite possibly.
Or the
Quite
or an Easter bunny?
There are a lot of fat rabbits hanging out around here. But they're so fascinating to watch. Oh my gosh, there was this huge fat rabbit in the yard, and the color of his coat perfectly blended in with all of like the leaves and like, twigs and things that were on the ground. It is amazing how his coat matched that pattern.
So it was like brown, I'm assuming, kind of brown and grays.
Yeah, like a brindle, kind of like a brown, gray, dark colored mashup.
That is so cool.
Let's see. Mary said that my mom told me when she was pregnant with one of us, she was sitting out on her front lawn or in her front step, and one of the cats came up to her and was also pregnant. And her mom said to her, "Honey, I feel ya."
Yeah, cats. Sometimes when cats are pregnant, like their bellies get so big, they like almost drag on the ground because they're so big.
Yeah. Yeah. Man. Okay, one more sign of spring. This is something that I love, and it's so beautiful when it comes up. Like, look at the leaves are all like tightly packed, and it's got this bright red color. Any guesses on what this is?
Oh, I've been thinking, is it rhubarb?
It is! It is!
Yes!
I love it. And it's amazing, like, when you see how small it starts, right? And how densely packed those leaves are when you think about how big a rhubarb leaf is when it unfurls.
Right. So like how tall is that right now? Like 3 or 4 inches?
Oh yeah, it's small. Small.
That's so cool. My mom has rhubarb at her house. I'm going to have to look and see. We always get, it's on the neighbor's yard. And we always get permission to cut it. And I wonder if it's peeking up over there. I'll have to look.
Yeah, if you know approximately where it is, take a look and see if you see these beautiful things coming up. The red color is really just so pretty. Yeah. And honestly, the leaves, I think, are incredible.
I mean, look how many different colors are in the leaves, even it's like yellow and all shades of green. And yeah.
And it's funny because it doesn't look like anything special really once it, blooms.
Yeah. I love there's kind of that deep red color that shows up on rhubarb. That's really pretty. Yeah. We found last summer the most amazing rhubarb oat muffin recipe. And I made it once to try it. And then I was like, oh my goodness, these are so good. We have to make them again and again. We made them like 4 times last year. Doug even made them, and we made them, and he took them to work for a meeting because they were so good. So,
Kristin, would you share that recipe
in the
chat after the show? That would be awesome.
I'll see if I can find it. I think I have it saved on Pinterest, but it was really yummy.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm always looking for new ways to use rhubarb.
We also found, and if my mom's still watching, maybe she'll chime in here, but there's a strawberry rhubarb
That
Not
should
an
be a rhubarb.
Rhubarb. There is a strawberry rhubarb recipe to make jam and use strawberry jello with rhubarb, and you like cook it, and it's one that you can just I think you cook it and then you jar it right away. You don't have to do anything else with it. It's like freezer jam.
Oh.
And we have rhubarb frozen in the freezer to make that. I should probably do that before the next batch of rhubarb comes.
Yeah, and you should share that recipe too if you can.
Okay, I'll see if I can find it.
Yeah, awesome.
Look
And
at
hey,
all
I
these
just have to
yummy
say,
things we have to look forward to.
yeah, right? Like, and it's not far behind.
I know.
Let's see. Steven said, I used to go into my parents' garden and break off a little piece of rhubarb stalk and eat it plain. Isn't it sour?
Yeah, I think it's sour and it's a little bit like celery,
Huh.
but it's edible.
Huh. Steven, tell us more about that experience. Was it good? Like, or
Yeah. Well, Mary was saying she likes to eat it just with salt on it. She eats it raw with salt on it.
oh.
Oh, you're funny. Mary said very sour, but so good with salt. I guess. I think there's people that eat salt on watermelon too, isn't there?
I think I've heard of that. That's
like
supposedly
sweet
the
and
salt
salty.
brings out the sweet or something.
Yeah. Jeff, are you saying raw with sugar? I'm guessing so. I've not ever considered eating rhubarb raw.
I never thought of it either because, like you said, like celery, it's so stringy. Or do you have to peel it in some way? Or do you literally just take it off the stalk and munch it? Are you getting it when it's really young?
I mean, clearly this is the thing that you and I have been entirely missing out on.
Yeah, thanks you guys for letting us know there's a whole rhubarb world out there.
I wonder. Oh, Mary says she does peel it. So I love celery with peanut butter on it.
Me too.
Mom, that's a dang good recipe right there. Rhubarb. It's going to be rhubarberries today, okay? Rhubarb dream bars.
Vicky, that sounds delicious too.
It has the most delicious cream cheesy layer in it. Ugh, it's so good.
So you guys that are watching this, you know that Kristin is a sweetheart, but I just have to show you. When I was totally sick and down and out, all of a sudden there was a rumble in the driveway and I looked out and it was the flower gallery truck and I'm like, what? And it totally brightened my day. Look at this amazing arrangement that you sent, Kristin. Thank you. It totally brightened our spirits.
You are most welcome. Listen, having COVID is a lonely thing. And when I was sick, the best things that happened are I got a flower delivery from one of my dear girlfriends. My mom came and sat on the porch with me almost daily so that I was getting fresh air and we could still visit, even though we kind of had to sit apart, but we visited outside. My girlfriend Patty came and sat on our back patio with me, and we had like meal deliveries. And I knew you guys weren't eating a whole lot and maybe not feeling up for eating, but I was like, I've got to do something so you guys like know that there's people like praying for you and caring about you and just wishing you well.
Thank you. Thanks.
And I had to pick an arrangement that wasn't traditional. I felt like you guys, like, I can't just send a plain arrangement to the Prigges. You guys are too artistic and creative. I had to find something that was more unique.
Well, look at you, totally nailed it. I love it. And this picture kind of cuts it off, but on the right, the green even curls up just a little bit more. And like the pot itself is so fascinating on these little wooden feet. And then it's got like this succulent that looks like a flower. It was stunning. It was gorgeous.
And I think the succulent will probably stay in there, right? Will it keep going?
We were talking about that. We think that it might.
Yeah. I think your succulent maybe will live on past the rest of it.
And there's a lily in the back that's all closed in this picture, but that's started to open now too.
Ooh, so. Oh yeah, I didn't even notice that. Look at that. Yeah. I think the things on the right are like Irish bells or something like that. Do you know what they're called?
Anybody know? I've never seen those before. I don't know if any viewer has an idea.
I have seen them before, typically in a green and white arrangement. Like, I just think they look so beautiful because they, arc and turn. But yeah, well, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much.
I'm glad
All
you're
right.
feeling better.
So we're talking about bunnies and like the terrifying Easter bunny. And it's funny because yesterday I caught a clip of, I think it was Jimmy Fallon, and he was doing a bit about these terrifying Easter bunnies and had a bunch of pictures. But you found one from the archives, and this one isn't so scary. This one is super adorable too.
Yeah, this is from, oh my goodness, maybe 5 years ago or 6 years ago. We had gone back to Ohio for Easter, and the Easter Bunny was there. This one's not so creepy, but he does have extra large feet.
Right, right.
So you can see in this picture, like Grace is happy and Josie's happy. Nora's kind of like, I don't know what about this.
It does kind of look like she's like trying to push into you to almost disappear.
Yeah, like let me get away. Laura Lee, thank you so much. Bells of Ireland. I knew it was something.
Laura Lee, thank you. Thank you. I've never heard of that or seen that before, but it's
I mean,
absolutely
Irish
gorgeous.
bells, bells of Ireland. That was pretty dang close. Yeah.
Thank you, Laura Lee. That's awesome. Well, okay, I've got one final picture. Does anybody remember this? This is John Candy as an Easter Bunny on the Muppet Show.
Oh, really? So you had sent me this, and I was trying to think about, is this from a movie or where have I seen this before? The Muppet Show.
And the
Was
thing
it?
is, it seems like he should be cute and adorable, right? But yet, if you look at those rabbits around him, it's kind of terrifying. And I don't know if I saw a man like this, the size of John Candy, as a kid, if I'd be comforted. I don't know.
Right. I kind of want to see the video clip because, like, this does, it looks a little evil or like he's planning something mischievous. And maybe it was just like when the picture was shot, maybe it wasn't really that creepy, but I'd have to see it in context.
Yeah, me too. I can't remember the skit how it goes. But when I first saw this picture, I'm like, oh, cute, yeah, John Candy. But then the more I looked at it, I'm like, no, no, this is not like
Yeah.
the idyllic.
The little rabbit that's on the back left in that picture reminds me of that guy in the back. It kind of reminds me of, if you guys have seen Moana, there's like these cute little coconuts in that movie and look so cute and then they turn evil. And I feel like that is the rabbit on the left. He like
Yeah.
started cute, but he's starting to not be so cute anymore.
He kind of reminds me, for any Star Wars fans out there, of Salacious Crumb, that little Muppet guy that hangs out with Jabba the Hutt.
I'm going to have to look this up. Doug will probably know who that is. I don't know who that is. I love it.
So that is that. Well, you guys, this has been so fun. Thank you. Thank you for sticking with us, even though we weren't here last week. It feels so good to be back. So good to chat with everybody.
Thank you guys for coming on. That was an awesome chat. Mr. Jeff, we agree. Fat guys should only be in red.
All right, you guys, have an awesome week. It looks like spring is on the horizon. We will see you next time on Coffee with Kristin and Tina. Bye.
Bye, guys. Have a great day.